Hello and welcome to Colins Time for Tea. Thank you for joining me for afternoon tea this week. This week I'll be talking a little bit about my move to Chicago, some tea, Money Exchange's sponge cake, oh yes, that's right, my mum coming to visit, and the time I met a dog. Before we get started, I will let you know that today's afternoon tea snack is a Money Exchange sponge cake. It's gin and tonic flavoured. Ooh, so it is good. And it will pair nicely with my Bird and Blend Vicky's Sponge Cake Tea. Let's get pouring, shall we? Oh, I just spilled the tea. Lovely. Ah, that's an actual sponge. Oh, her teeth. Ugh. Ooh, that is nice. Ooh, it's very sweet. Maybe some actual sponge cake. Delicious. And as usual, I forgot to bring a plate for the snack, so I'm just going to put it back on the cake stand. So, what's happening this week? Do you like my crown? I might have to take it off because I don't know how much it's interfering with the fact that I have a green background, and obviously the sponges are green too, so it's probably doing havoc, and I'm probably having an awful time editing this video. Maybe I'll just pop it down for just now. Well, this is my little homage to Money Exchange and Drag Race, which is in its finale this Friday. Very exciting. Been a very interesting season, I think. Miss Banji. For those who have watched the reunion, that was interesting. That was definitely a dramatic turn of events halfway through. If you like Drag Race and drag queens, I would thoroughly recommend the podcast Thoughts and Shares, which talks a little bit about Drag Race each week, and of course talks about the Chicago drag scene, hosted by Miss Dakota Conduct. Subscribe now on iTunes. Can I just pop this down? Okay. So, my move to Chicago. Ooh, sweaty. Ooh. Sponges, plastic on your forehead, who knew? I'm looking forward to seeing Chicago for the first time, and I know that when we move, there's something called Market Days, the weekend we actually arrive, so that should be fun. I'm sure there'll be lots of interesting things going on then, and a great way to actually see a little bit more of the LGBT scene in Chicago, and hopefully we'll get to be involved in a little bit of that and do a little bit of wandering around. It's now officially like 40 something days, I think, till we move. I think about 40 days. My husband and I have made a plan. Everything is written down for what we're going to be moving. I don't think this table, maybe the tablecloth is coming with us. But the teapot is definitely coming with us, and my little teacup is definitely coming with us too. But I don't know about anything else. We definitely know we're getting rid of a lot of furniture, and I'm taking all my baking stuff, which is cool. Not really much to update on the move to Chicago, because I'm kind of avoiding packing things. We've got all our shipping sorted, so that should be fine, although it should arrive about 2 to 3 weeks after we get there, so I've got to make sure that what's in my suitcase is what I will need to wear at the time. As I said earlier, my tea today is Vicky's Sponge Cake from Bird and Blend. They are based in the UK. I think they ship worldwide. I think that's what Jill from Bird and Blend in Manchester told me. So that'll be exciting. I can get some shipped out from there. But this is a really nice one. It goes nicely with cake. My mum came to visit this week. Hello, Mum. She actually helped me with my video for last week. It was the vegan cinnamon and raisin scones. Here's a little behind the scenes clip for you to enjoy. We've got our Yorkshire puddings to wish us luck. We've got all of the things ready. And my mum is going to be baking with me today so I can practice making the vegan scones for my demo so we can get the timing right. Mixing it all by hand, because that's the classic way. Mm-hmm. It's got to be old-fashioned, you know?
Yes, it's got to be old-fashioned, but it's better, I think.
Yeah. Get a good rise from it. Well, I hope anyway.
Yes, yeah.
Isn't she adorable? Oh, it was really nice to see my mum, actually. We walked around Manchester and I got to see a little bit more of the... I went to the Roman... I went to the Roman ruins in Castlefield, and that was fun. I'd never actually been there before, despite the fact that I walked past it every single day on the way to work. We also went into the Air and Space Museum, which was cool, and I have been in there before, which was nice. It was nice to see it. But also this week, I did go to another museum to see my friend Dara do a lovely speech on snakes and their symbolism, which was really cool. That was in the Manchester Museum. I think it's just the Manchester Museum. But even more exciting, they had a T-Rex. I was so excited. So that T-Rex is called Stan, the one in Chicago is called Sue, and before I go I'm going to Edinburgh, and I know they also have a T-Rex skeleton, so I'm interested to see what that one's called. Hoping it also begins with an S, maybe like Sean Connery. That was an awful impression of Sean Connery, I should stop doing things. But also this weekend, when my mum came to visit, we went to Salford Quays, and we actually saw the Scouts. They were doing some sort of cardboard canoe race thing, which, I'm not gonna lie, we did not think that these canoes would actually go in the water and survive. Some of them didn't. One of them just went straight down in the water. And the guy's like, you have to get your cardboard canoe. And they're like, they can't, it's gone. So here's some footage from that. Keep going, keep going. Oh my god, it's so tight. Oh no, no. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing to watch. They put a lot of effort into making these canoes, and it was really tense when they were getting so close to the end and they were sinking. But there was some of these kids are determined, let me tell you. We also went to the War Museum, which I've been to before, but I forgot that it was free, so that's exciting. If you're ever in Manchester, it's right near Old Trafford Stadium and Salford Quays and Media City, and it's free to go in, and talks a little bit about the history of war, particularly World War I and II. But every hour they have a little show that goes on the walls, and it talks a little bit more about how war affects everything around the world, which I think is quite poignant right now, and I think it's really interesting to be able to see that. Also this week, I got to meet my friend Jill's dog, Lou. She is so cute. She's like a giant noodle of a dog, and she kept like jumping on my face, which is what this photo shows you, and I wanted to get a wonderful photo of me hugging her, but as you can see, she was not compliant. She also, for some reason, decided she was gonna hold my hand in her mouth like, but she didn't bite it, she just held it in my hand, which I thought was really cute, but I also don't know what that means. So if any of you have dogs and know what that means, Jill said it just meant that she was happy to play with me and she liked me, but I'm just wondering if it actually has another meaning, like some sort of care thing. I don't really know, but she kept like nuzzling so that she could do it. I don't know. Either way, I loved her, and I love her so much. Oh, and at the cardboard canoes, I also got to see 2 dogs there. I do love dogs. I also love cats. Shout out to Sophie and her cats, Aslan, Gatsby, and Little Velvet, who's actually her mum's. That's pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really done much this week that constitutes excitement, although I did enjoy going to the museums and walking around and seeing a little bit of a bit more of Manchester. Oh my gosh, Pokemon Go finally released on trading. If you're on social media, I think on my Twitter I posted up my number for that, so if you want to be my friend on Pokemon Go, we can trade some gifts, maybe some Pokemon, which I haven't actually done yet, but it should be fun. I will see you all next week on Colin's Time for Tea.